Oh, ladies and gentlemen, they are mad about Black Myth Wukong. They're still trying to smear this game. I've got a couple of new articles to go over, and some of this salt is delicious. So we're going to get to that, but I wanted to start with this one. So yesterday I noticed everybody, all the video game outlets were reporting on this rumor that they're reporting is fact, just about. They don't say it is, but the way they talk about it, they push it like it's fact. And it's not a big deal, but it's more so the purpose of it, which seems like, okay, well, let's just do our death by 1,000 cuts on this game and put another bad thing out on it. So they're trying to say that this game has an exclusivity deal with Sony. That's why it's not on Xbox, because they have an exclusivity deal. And this article makes a good point, actually, saying, hey, listen, usually if Sony has an exclusivity deal, they shout it from the rooftops and say, yeah, look at this. Look at this big popular thing. If you want to play it early, you're going to have to come over to the PlayStation 5, which they do usually do. And they didn't for this. If they had an exclusivity deal, I believe, as this person puts it, that they would say that they do. Now, why they're pushing this so hard, I don't know. There's no confirmation for it, but they are running with this story. I don't know why it's on Xbox. It was supposed to come to Xbox. There's a rumor out there that they ran into issues, and they're trying to get around them. My guess would be the Xbox Series S, which, by the way, Suicide Squad developers came out and said that it's a pain in the ass to develop for that thing. Here's an article covering that. Suicide Squad dev criticizes Xbox Series S. A former Suicide Squad developer has said that the Xbox Series S presents annoying optimization hurdles. The developer says more games will be delayed or skip the Xbox platform entirely due to the Series S. The Series S was behind Baldur's Gate 3 delay on Xbox and possibly Black Myth Wukong's delay as well. But sure, let's just say it's exclusivity. We don't know if this is true either. I'm just saying that this guy is pointing out that it is a pain to develop for, because it is underpowered compared to everything else. So I'm just saying it's weird that they're pushing this. So the biggest article is this from Inverse. Inverse put out an article talking about Black Myth Wukong and how salty they are that it's doing well. And here's the headline from the Twitter post. New. Wrote about how Chinese nationalists and gamergaters likely got together to push out massive sales of a ultimately mediocre game, Black Myth Wukong. I also dived into the IGN report from last year and verified the translations myself. Well, case closed. By the way, the article doesn't provide any reasoning as to why the translations from IGN are true. It's just trust me, bro. I did the work. Grums gives a nice little layout here of what the article says. Basically, we are the communists now. No, it's still the mainstream media. I'm surprised they don't love China. And they're pushing this game because of the Chinese ideology that they all want, which is communism. But here's the article right here. And I'm not kidding. She says that she verified the translations of the IGN article herself and does not offer any examples as to why that happened. Nothing. Just says basically, trust me, bro. Just trust me. Yeah, I secondhand verified them. They're real. But the real interesting thing, look at this, definitely not a 10 out of 10. Well, most gamers seem to disagree with you. When you go and check the actual Steam charts, there's still over 1 million people playing the game. I wonder why they're salty about that, by the way. Could it be Concord sitting at 92 players? Could it be Dustborn sitting at 33 players. Oh, I'm sure it has nothing to do with that. I'm sure they're not salty about multiple woke flops in the video game market this year. I'm sure they're not salty about every time that they go after a game, people reject it, which she talks about in this. That's what I found surprising. They basically admit, yeah, people don't like us without saying it. So listen to this. This is under the activating the anti-woke mob. By the way, she says it's currently got an 81% on Metacritic and doesn't even talk about the fact that it's getting review bombed, which it is. It's getting review bombed over on Metacritic. They're going over there and review bombing it. Why? Well, because of the reasons I just told you. Last year, IGN published a report about the studio being plagued by claims of sexism, a piece that was critiqued by online users, which said that the evidence of sexism was merely vulgarity. The evidence cited included social media posts that likened game development to birthing a child and the creator's excitement to sporting an erection. Inverse confirmed the translations independently. Well, okay, well, show me the proof. They say, trust me, bro. Just trust me, bro. The logo for Game Science was also noted by Chinese content creators for its resemblance to sperm. The reality is that IGN's report likely did not dissuade Chinese gamers from supporting Black Myth very much, as it described an internet culture many are familiar and comfortable with. In fact, the controversy may have boosted sales by raising awareness of the game. You bet your ass it did. You're so unlikable that when you guys go against something, it does the opposite of what you want. I find it absolutely hilarious. And it happens at the same time as all of your websites are starting to go out of business. You've lost the plot. Once upon a time, coming forward with cultural complaints about a piece of media might have facilitated healthy discussions and smarter consumption a few years ago. But in today's climate, it's more likely to trigger angry factions online and fuel sales of an otherwise ordinary product. It's possible a similar phenomenon happened to PlayStation's Stellar Blade, where a series of articles about the misogyny and objectification contained in the game ultimately worked to drive engagement. Oh, well, you think? They came out of the gate attacking that game, calling it misogynistic, sexist. Oh, it's hurting women. It's going to kill women. It's going to hurt them. Don't buy the game. We can't have sexiness anymore. They lost their minds over that game. What happened? Their bitching pushed that game up into the stratosphere of sales. Just like this game, just like Hogwarts Legacy. And I think those games all would have done well without their bitching, but they pushed those games into orbit with their whining because people are sick of DEI. They're sick of woke. You see it everywhere. It's not just in gaming. Look what happened to Bud Light. Bud Light has lost massive amounts of market share that they will likely never get back because of the damage that was done to that brand when they hired that Dylan guy. It's so bad now that with just a touch of people criticizing the policy, they will flip. I think it happened with, was it Home Depot or Lowe's or somebody recently? Like they flipped. There, a couple of companies were exposed for some DEI nonsense. People came out and said WTF, and they walked it back. Harley Davidson is getting criticism right now. They're probably going to have a Bud Light moment. And I think they said something about walking something back too. People are tired of it, man. Enough is what's going on. And when you come out and try to defend that shit and say that's the reason that we shouldn't touch a game, or when you're going through content creators' tweets like they did with Game Science saying, oh, they're sexist and shit because they made some edgy jokes or whatever on social media, it rallies support against you because people are absolutely sick of it. Think about what happened to that kid at the, was it the Washington game or whatever? And he had his face was half black and red, and they tried to say he was doing blackface and showed only half of his face. and then it turned out they were lying and didn't show that, oh, okay, well, he's actually doing the team's colors, black and red. Like, people are sick of that kind of stuff, man. And when you do it, it backfires. This is mostly you guys, you inverses, IGNs. You guys don't have the effect you used to have. Reset Era having a massive meltdown over this game. Why? Because it sold well. And they said, why didn't anybody listen to us? We pointed out the sexism of the developers, and they just didn't care. Right? Yeah, nobody cares. You know what people care about is the game good. And in this case, it is. It's made by China. So what? We live in a supply and demand country. There is a demand for good video games. And Western developers, they're not supplying it like they used to. So people are looking elsewhere. China, Korea, they're all stepping up to the plate. Korea especially. I was looking at some game, I forget the name of it. But I actually plan on talking about this game because it looks so good. There's a game they're making that everybody has been talking about. I got a couple videos of it that I'll show in another video. But the point is the game looks really good. And as Japan, like Bandai Namco, is bending down for DEI now. I don't know what's going on over in Japan, but you know what? Korea will step to the plate. Stellar Blade is made by a Korean dev team, so they'll step up to the plate. That's what's going to happen. All I care about is good game. I don't give a shit who makes them as long as the game is good. I just want to play good video games. And I think most people just want to play good video games without a bunch of nonsense. The last thing I want to play is Concord or Dustborn. So keep it up, Inverse. I'm here to laugh at you. Like, this is laughable, but at least you admit that this is mostly your fault. You guys pushed it up. And doing this nonsense, like, definitely not a 10 out of 10. Okay. Well, a lot of people seem to disagree with you. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.